welcome back to the Wasteland with Cream Puff. I realise while recording these and going through and editing all the previous episodes, I pretty much say hello and welcome to whatever series I'm playing. Then I say as I think about what to talk about next. And it's interesting because I do it because really early on, I'm really conscious of saying a lot now. Really early on when I was making videos, let me just adjust. Really early on when making videos, I heard or read somewhere someone saying that get into the content as quickly as possible. Don't give a big ramble and all of that kind of stuff. So I say welcome and then I want to start the episode straight away. And I've gotten so obsessed with that, that every episode's like, hello and welcome back to blah, blah, blah. So what we're doing, anyway, what I've done off camera is this is my new setup for 10-10-10 in crops. So the way that I had it before required me to nurse it. This way is slower, but it is the way I would suggest it. Take your crops, make sure you analyze them first in the seed analyzer, then just make a run of them. This one's not long enough to get to 10-10-10 all the way at the end. Ideally what I'd have is this would just go all the way down. But usually by the time they're here, they're like something like a 5-5-8 or thereabouts, and then we can just do them through again. So even though none of these are analyzed, they do actually already have their stats on them. So by the time they get down here, like I said, they're about a 5-5-8. So you just take the end one, analyze it, and replace the top one with crop sticks running down, and they'll just go and do their own thing. So what did I do last night? I AFK'd last night in order to get sugarcane seeds to 10-10-10, grains of infinity, and cotton. I did sugarcane because we needed sugar for what we're doing today, which is going to create a mob farm at the top of this building. I've also done dirt seeds here. I've got nature seeds, which required me to get... it turns out I had cactus seeds in here, which is stupid. I already had cactus seeds in here, and pumpkin and wheat, and then sugarcane, which we can get from these 10-10-10 sugarcane seeds. And that's given me enough sugarcane for now. And ultimately, when I come to set this up, I'll probably have, when I come to set up the proper farm, I'll probably have 3 of each 10-10-10 crop, because they grow really quickly. And really well. So, and I've got these set up. So this is sand, obviously, because sugarcane only grows on sand. So we can replace that with dirt if we need to. The other thing I've done is I've made a cobalt shovel. Just out of bits that I had. So a couple of bits of cobalt. And I've added silk touch to it with a silky jewel. So if I look up silky, if you don't know how to do it, it is this silky cloth around an emerald. And then the silky cloth is just string around gold. So it's super cheap. And now I have... silk touch shovel. I originally got that so I could pick up the grass, but since then I've done nature and dirt seeds, so I actually don't need it at all, because I can just make as much grass as I like out of the essence that I've got. So it's kind of pointless. I brought back a waystone. I've just called it city for now because we don't have a name for it, but I thought having a waystone here would be helpful. What else have I done? Ooh. Brewing stand, because I was going to try and get ectoplasm, so we can do wireless power generation quickly. As it turns out, if I go to Spectre Coils, the wireless transfer spectacles, these are all fine to make, but we need to make the Spectre Energy Injector, and that requires a beacon, which requires another star. So, not quite there yet, although I did pick up my first Wither Skeleton skull. Don't know where it is though. But what we're going to do today is I want to get my grass, if I can find where I've put it. I think over here. I really need to sort out these chests, man. This is just getting ridiculous. Where did I put my grass? I don't feel like it would have been around here anyway. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, and nope. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. Now, I've learned since that there are fluid cows in this game, or in this mod pack, which would be good to do. However, I'm a little bit worried. Where actually is all of this freaking grass that I made? I don't know if passive mobs spawn here. which is an issue for two reasons. And the first is that obviously I need like chickens or fluid cows would be good. I don't need fluid cows, but they'd be helpful. And the other thing is that I need feathers to make... Nope. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I could go to the hunting dimension, which might have passive mobs. But the problem with that is I need arrows. And to make arrows, I need... Oh God, this is just packing up full. To make arrows, I need feathers. And to get feathers, the only way you can get it is chickens. And if you're in the comments about to type, but you can just get arrow drops off skeletons, no, you can't, because I've removed that ability. Skeletons do not drop arrows, unfortunately. So it's just a little bit harder. Where did I put this grass? Oh God, how many times did I look in that chest? Okay, might not actually be enough grass, but if I bring some dirt with me and some torches, probably need some more torches than that. I'm sure I've got some. Just go through my 100 billion chests. What I'm actually going to do today after this episode, after I finish recording, is I'm going to try and get some kind of organization going, because I can't imagine you guys enjoy watching me go through 73 trillion chests. And the other problem with that is that I've made so many crop sticks and I really don't need them. So, you know, thanks for bearing with the absolute annoyance of me, you know, junk chests everywhere. I've also made some elevators that'll take us up to the 3rd floor. And which is good, because we want to stop spawning as much as possible. Now, we're going to make a cursed earth farm, which, I think there, and then one behind here. We're going to make a cursed earth farm up at the very top here. So, there's a few things I want to do. So first, I need to put grass down here so that the cursed earth will spawn. And doop, and doop. And we'll just chuck one there and one there. Okay, so plan is we're going to get all of this grass down. Wow, that grass really didn't go as far as I thought. And I may not actually have enough vector plates, but thankfully we've got enough sugar to make as many vector plates as we like. And the good thing is if I keep this place lit up, the grass will spread nicely. We need all of this to be grass because, if I remember rightly, only cursed earth will only work on grass. The next thing I need to do, actually, while we wait for this to spread, which it will over time, is we're going to replace these grey glass panes with dark glass. Now, I can't remember how to make dark glass, so hopefully I've got everything I need for it. Dark clear glass. Dark glass is black dye or wither dust and 2 thickened glass, and thickened glass is sandy glass, and sandy glass is glass and sand. Okay. Let's get some cobble. Let's get a couple of things of cobble. Let's chuck them through the sag mill. I don't know if I did this on camera or not. I put electrical steel grinding balls in here. They just lower the power use. I don't think it changes it there. And ups the bonus output and the main output. So we just get a little bit more of everything, which is fine. And they were cheap. I made 20... I think it's like 5 electrical steel makes 5 balls. And I've only gone through a couple and I've sag milled a lot of stuff. So part of the reason I wanted to get a mob farm going, and I thought this would be an easy enough one to do, so cursed earth, so it'll just go crazy, and we can fill this full of dark glass so we can still have that kind of skyscraper aesthetic. And we're going to put a mob grinder here, and the drops are going to go I'm going to use advanced item collectors from Actually Editions to collect it here and put it down into a crate. Is because there's quite a few mob drops. We need heads. Need mob heads for making various things. So definitely need... So if in the slice and splice... I don't think I can look at recipes here. Can I show recipes? In order to make a whole heap of stuff. So tormented enderman head. We need that for an aversion obelisk. Basically, zombie electrode, I think, has... no, just as... Okay, just the zombie generator. Z-logic controllers we need to make the powered spawner. The farming station, which we've already made. Advanced item filters. And then we can soulbind to a number of things. And then Guardian Diode. Soulless machine chassis. Oh, what's that used for? Seems to be missing something. I can only assume that that's not implemented yet. But point being is that... well, actually, it's interesting. There are other mob drops that we want. So, obviously, bones are going to be good to get some bone meal. They'll drop loot bags, which we can get quite a few different objects for, or out of. So, it's just worth having. And I think we may even get things like feathers at times as well from zombies? Not really sure. Let's have a look. It's bizarre that I need feathers so much. Literally only chicken essence. It's chicken essence or a drop will give us feathers. And in order to get chicken essence, we need a chicken chunk. And to get a chicken chunk, we need feathers and eggs, which we can't get. Anywho. Mob, if you're ever doing kind of a Skyblock style thing, a mob farm is always a good idea. I don't think there's any time where it's not. While we're doing this, I will come out, first of all, press F7 to get rid of that. And let's come out here, and I'll talk about kind of some of the plans out here. So, I don't particularly want to stay in one building, and the plan is actually, I might make like a bit of a bridge that goes from this building to this building. And we've got this one over here. We've got a couple of buildings that we could use, so I don't want to put everything in the one building, but we're just doing that there for now, and we could replace that with an actual tank from Immersive Engineering. Plan is I want to clear all of this out, and I'm just going to have some farms set up, probably with Ender.io farming stations. They're relatively easy. We could go an not IC2, what's it called? Industrial foregoing. So at industrial foregoing, we could use the farmer from here, like the plant sower, the plant gatherer, and these are relatively easy to make. They do require plastic, and plastic does require pneumaticraft, so they're actually a little bit far off. So they're kind of closer to endgame, really. A black hole unit. I have no idea what that does. I'm assuming it just holds just a buttload of stuff. The capturing enchantment gives monsters a chance to drop their spawn egg. That's not very helpful. So this is going to be a big giant farm, probably full of Ender.io farming stations. And we'll have tree farms set up. I'm going to put crates underneath these. What else? What else do we need? I'll probably get rid of this. At this point, we have, I don't know, it's like 227,000 buckets or something like that. And just kind of clear everything up. And obviously, I need my apples, which will be back here. And obviously, I need some form of actual storage so that... Do I not have any apples? Okay, I'll just cook some more. Because the junk chests are annoying. Just put these straight in here. Blah, 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 blah. Don't need to, because I've got massive stacks of them in here already. So, let's try and make this dark glass. So we made thickened glass, and then we mix it with wither ash, which I don't have a lot of. But do have organic black dye, I'm pretty sure. And we've got single drop of evil with a dust. What else would give us black dye? It might actually just be easier to make organic black dye in the end, because that's just pulverized coal. Let's have a look. Black dye. Black artificial dye from industrial foregoing requires a dye mixer, which you can't do. Black dye, black lotus, pulverizer, black lotus. Yeah, so we can't really do that. Organic black dye is made from coal and a slime ball. Yeah, so much easier. So let's just look up a slime ball. We'll just make a whole heap of this. Do we have any left? Should do. What is that? No idea. We do have some congealed slime blocks we can use instead. I don't use the blue for some reason. Purple slime sapling. Well, that's a good point, actually. We've kind of got infinite amounts of slime. So we can just do this. And then in the alloy smelter, take out the glass. Finish that off. Finish that off. Once we get another stack of that. Alright, I'll be back when I've got some dark glass. Alright, dark glass complete. Let's run up here and replace all of the windows with the dark glass. Now, we need to do this because the... Thanks. I'm glad I've got enough. Because, unfortunately, sunlight makes the... Oh, that was weird. Sunlight makes Cursed Earth burn. And we don't want that. And I still want to keep, broadly, the aesthetic of these buildings. So, we'll go for some dark glass, and this still keeps the window feel, but blocks out all light. So it'll be pitch black up here when we're done, because we're not going to have this hole in the ground. We're going to have no way of getting up here. Smart move? Not sure. Not sure if it's a smart move, but it's one that we're going for. I'm real glad that I made plenty of this. I think we needed 80 blocks, and I made about 104. So, there we go. And the grass is almost spread. Just curious to see what this looks like from down below. My initial plan, actually, was I was going to build... I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. My initial plan, actually, was I was going to build some more levels to this building and put this right at the top, so the black glass was kind of like the penthouse suite, but didn't end up going with that. And they should be high enough, 1, 2, 3, for Enderman to spawn as well. But I think we could actually, probably, just to be on the safe side, knock out the top level of this. Good thing about this is we get plenty of cyan terracotta. Okay, so while we wait for the last of the grass to spread, we are going to... that's the wrong door. We're going to go and make our mob masher, which is the thing that's going to kill the mobs for it. And the reason we're going with a mob masher is because they're relatively cheap. Let's just dump all of this in here. They're relatively cheap. This is all the materials you need for it. So it's just some iron, a couple of diamonds, and a block of redstone. But also, I believe, unless they've changed it, anything that's killed by a mob masher counts as a player kill. Mob mashers do count as player kills, okay? And that's the important thing. So let's just make this to complete the quest. No, that won't complete the quest, will it? Because there's a whole heap of other stuff we need to make as well. Which I'm not going to do, because I don't actually need any of the other stuff for that quest line. Also wants to make a mob fan and a singularity tank. But we might just go ahead and make the mob masher. And I think that's everything, yes. So mob masher. And we want to give the beheading upgrade. I think that's all. We could add looting as well, which is cheap. Real cheap. We can have 10 of them. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's just grab a stack. And that's all that we need, really. So we can put this 32 back. That redstone can grab a stack, and lapis we can grab a stack. And we can just make 10 of these looting upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The beheading upgrades are a little bit trickier. You need a ruby peridot and sapphire helm, and then electrum nuggets. So I sifted an absolute butt ton of netherrack, because that is how we get those particular gems. They're only like a 2% chance drop, which is why we did heaps of them. So here they are. Yeah, it's not a huge amount, and we need to make helmets of them. So let's just make as many helmets as we can. And of course, they're not going to stack in our inventory, are they? Because they're helmets. But that's okay. This will give us, I don't know, 5 levels of beheading or something along those lines. And then other than that, we just need electrum. Don't think I have electrum, but I think that's just gold and silver. So let's grab some gold and some silver. Is there silver in here? Mithril silver. Let's grab some gold and silver. I think it's just gold and silver in equal measure. What would be really good, actually, is if we could just chuck both of these in the alloy smelter at once. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And now I've done that, which was a bit of an accident, but that's okay. Because we want to grind them up first, because that doubles our ores. Still not as quick as just putting them through our smelter out there, but I didn't really want to run back. But we could do this, and yeah. Put this lapis away, because we don't need it anymore. And then we put gold and silver. Hopefully, we can just put the... Man. Inventory issues, I tells you. What am I going to put away? The rubies and the cobblestone will be fine. And hopefully, if we just put it to alloys only. Gold. Nope. Nope. Okay, so let's see, can we just make Electrum blend then? Electrum grit, and then we can put that in there. Like so. And we get Electrum ingots, and then we just need Electrum nuggets, and that would probably be enough for all the Electrum nuggets we need. And the only thing we're missing is gold ingots. Oh, the irony. We've got 3. We've got tons. We've got so much gold. We've actually got a absurd amount of gold, which is kind of annoying because I don't actually need that much gold as far as I know, unless gold becomes a real big deal later on in the pack, which is a possibility. And do we have everything? No, we're missing a sapphire helmet, unfortunately. I did make some earlier, so I just want to see whether or not sapphire. Ah, we've actually got some more in here, so we can make some more of them. Looking for helmets. Not that I can see, and not that I can see. Okay, that's fine because we can actually just make some more helmets and do a couple more of these beheading upgrades. We've got 6, which is pretty good. 6 levels of beheading. 8 levels of beheading, which you get to 9. 9 levels of beheading. That is not bad at all. So, we've got a mob basher. The other thing we need is a block of redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which we can make a block of redstone out of. Do that. Because the other thing is that this thing is just powered by redstone. Aha. So, what I'm thinking is we could just put it here and put the block of redstone behind it, and that will power it. And then, and I'm getting experience from this little thing because I added a copper binding to it, which makes it well established, which means that you get, well, interesting. I don't think we need to put that there because we're using item collector. Nope. And that still hurts you when it's not on. We're using an advanced item collector, which does not need to see the item. So we should just be able to put it there. Now, I haven't checked. What do we need to make the advanced item collector? Or even just the standard item collector, because I don't want to filter anything out for now. Item collector. We need obsidian, hopper, and... Well, isn't that just great? So, obsidian. I've probably got hoppers, but I'll probably end up making a new one, because... Unfortunately, that's just what I do. Okay, so... we should just be able to... I'm hoping this will work the way I want it to. So if we put the crate here, I'm not going to use dark glass, I'll use wood. And then put the item collector here on top of that. Stop doing that. Okay, so this is my only problem, is whether or not this item collector will have the range. Because the advanced item collector, you can change the range. So I just want to check. Oh. Okay, so the range is out to about here, which is fine because... Oh, right. Okay, so it's about there. So it's about 4 blocks away. Okay, so that I think will be fine. And if I go down and have a look at this crate in the ceiling, yep, we have everything that we knocked off. Boop, boop, and boop. Good. And... all we need now is the drop of evil and then the vector plates. And I need to make sure that I have enough vector plates. They're fairly cheap to make. And of course, don't know where I put them. I actually think they're over in my storage crates in my garden. Because I was over trying to make sugar for them. Nom 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 nom. And vectors. So, to make more vector plates, because we do need some more, there's just some stone, sugar, iron, and slime balls. And I feel like this should be enough. I hope so. I hope so. Because we're going to have to put down the cursed earth. I don't know... Cursed earth, I don't think they spawn in light. So I think we're okay. So if I just do this... Well, that worked a treat. Okay, so... and nothing's spawning yet because of the torches. Which is very good for me. And I didn't really think about this bit. So... Let's go and grab some more dirt. Actually, I'm going to go grab just 2 bits of grass to fill that bit in. And I've realised I've probably just destroyed my way of getting up there. Okay, this is good for now. I think I'm going to have to break out of it from over here. But that's fine. So, I'll just do this for now. We'll have to wait for that to spread. You know what? There is enough cursed earth here for that not to matter. Right, so let's just... There we go. Just spread. So let's put these vector plates running down the middle. And I think I might even just do this. No. Not that way, sweetie. There we go. Like that. And then they can all just do this. Now, the good thing about vector plates is that even though they go on the block, things can still spawn on them. Which is why this is such a fantastic mob spawning kind of design. Because you've got the cursed earth, which obviously spawns monsters just relentlessly. And then you've got the vector plates, which can sit on top of them. And I don't think I'm going to have enough, actually. And the vector plates, which can sit on top of them. So it doesn't affect the spawn rates. And then that will push them straight into the mob masher. And I'm out. Are you kidding me? Can't believe I'm out. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to... Just have to do this to get down. Which is a bit of a shame, but that's okay. And we'll make some more vectors and finish this off. Actually, not interesting. That makes perfect sense. Right. Oh. I can't... Oh, that's fine anyway. Get out of it. There we go. Okay. Oh. Right. That's super tricky. Okay. I've not quite thought about this Because I need to be able to get over there. No! Okay. How about I just do this? I'll leave myself an escape route. Like this. Like this. And I guess the tricky part's going to be getting out of here. Okay, that seems fine. It's not in direct sunlight, I guess, so that works. Alright, so the trick is going to be I need to knock out all of the lights. Mobs are going to start spawning. Oh, this is actually working kind of well. If I just don't freak out. What? How are you going faster than the... God damn it. How exactly do you explain how that guy was going faster? Oh my god. Oh. Okay. I'm going to fix this up off camera. I think I'm just going to end the episode there because that was incredibly embarrassing. But I will see you guys later in the next episode of Project Ozone 3. Bye.